Regan cycled 78 miles in 6 hours. His average speed for the first 30 miles, which is a distance, is 15 miles per hour. So we've got speed. Work out Regan's average speed for the last 48 miles. Okay, so we need to figure out how long it's taken Regan to do the first part of the journey. And then when we've got that time, we can use it with this distance to find a new speed. So speed equals distance divided by time. We need time to be the subject of this, so we're going to swap these two. So time equals distance divided by speed. You can use the triangle, do the same thing. So the time is going to be 30 miles, because it's distance on top, divided by 15 miles per hour. They're in the same units, miles and miles, so this will give us time in hours. So that's going to be 2 hours. We now know that there are 4 hours left of the journey, because it was a 6-hour journey, and there's 48 miles to go. Okay, so we have time and we have distance. It says here speed equals distance divided by time. So 48 divided by 4 gives me 12. So the average speed was 12 miles per hour. Okay, next question. Stephen's weight in kilograms is 2x plus 9. Kevin's weight in kilograms is 4x minus 7. Write down an expression in x terms of x for the mean of their weight. So the mean is you add them together and divide by how many is there. So we're going to add their weights together, which gives me 6x, because you add your x's together. You don't have any powers because you just added. And 9 take away 7 is 2, so 6x plus 2. That's their weight. So we add them together. We divide by how many is there. So we're going to divide by 2 because there's 2 people. So we're going to halve this, 6x plus 2. We're going to divide it by 2. So 6x divided by 2 is 3x, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So that's their mean weight. Slightly unusual question, but they're just collapsing kind of a few things together. But it is straightforward when you know what to do. It's nice and straightforward. This one, this is number line. We're trying to show this inequality. Inequalities and number lines are circles. This one's not got a straight line, so it's an empty circle above minus 2. And it goes this way because x is greater than the minus 2, so it goes that way. The arrow is basically pointing the way you want it to go anyway. It's going that way, so you do arrows that way. This one is solving an inequality, so we are going to need to just solve like an equation. We have 2 unknowns, 2 letters on each side, so we need to get rid of one. So we're going to eliminate the smaller one. We're going to take away y. That turns this into 3y. Minus 1 is less than 7. You're going to add 1 to get rid of the take away 1, so 3y is less than 8. And then you can divide by 3, so y is less than 8 over 3. Work out the greatest integer that satisfies the inequality. So what is the biggest number, the greatest number that this could be? So we're actually going to need to turn this into a decimal. Okay, so it's nice and straightforward. You can literally do this. So if you go 8 divided by 3, you can do it as a bus stop. How many 3 is going to 8? It's 2. Remainder 2. 3's that go into that is going to be 6. Remainder 2, and so on. It will keep going. So it's actually 2.6 recurring. So it's not equal. Sorry, y is less than 2.66666. So the biggest number it can be, whole number it can be, is 2. So that's the biggest number it can be, because it can go all the way up to 2, but it can't go up to 3 because of this decimal. So that's the greatest integer that satisfies the inequality. It's the greatest whole number, intact number. Okay, this one is mixed numbers. Nice and straightforward. You've just got to be careful with the rules. So they're asking us to take away, because because you do brackets first, using the fraction laws for taking away, where the base have to be the same. And then to divide, we need to know how to divide, so you actually multiply instead and flip the fraction. First thing I'm going to do is just change them all to top of your fractions, because I think it's going to work out for me more. So 5 times 4 is 20. 20 add 3 is 23 over 5. Take away, actually I don't need to do this one, I'll leave it alone. 2 times 3 is 6. Add the 2 is 8. And I'm going to make the bases the same. So I'm going to times this one by 3, I'm going to times this one by 5. So 23 times 3 is 69 over 15. Take away 40 over 15. And when the base is the same, it can stay the same. And that gives me 69 take away 40 is 29. Okay. Now, that's the bracket part done. I've got 29 over 15 divided by 2 1/3. So actually, I'm going to turn this into a mixed number, a top heavy fraction, sorry. So 2 times 3 is 6, add 1 is 7 over 3. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm then going to convert this into a multiplication. So 29 over 15 times by 3 over 7. You flip the end fraction here. What you can do to make the question easier is to cross cancel, so you can look on these diagonals, or you can literally times the tops and the bottoms and get that answer. But I'm gonna cross cancel to make it easier. So 15 and 3 both have a factor of 3, so that's going to be 5 and 1. And now what I'm doing is 29 over 5 times by 1 over 7. So I'm going to do 29 times 1, so tops times tops, and bottoms times bottoms, so 5 times 7, which gives me 29 over 35. And that is the simplified answer. You could multiply these first without changing it, so 29 times 3 and 15 times 7, and then have to simplify the end. But I think this cross-cancelling first was a good idea because I didn't have to do a lot of work in the end to simplify because it was done for me. Okay, so after boasting that I'm going to smash it, I made a really big mistake and I went too difficult on the question just because I forgot a basic rule, and that was the rule of how to find a parallelogram. It's ridiculous how I forgot it. There we go. But at least I'm going to explain really clearly how you do that to you. Okay, so volume of a prism is the area of the shape. I mean, I even coloured it in on the first one, so I've got to do all this again. So area of the front shape. So the area of the front shape is this N shape here, look. So N shape there. Just get all. Just that. Okay, there we go. And then we times that by the length. So that's this depth here. That goes back 1.5. Okay, so the area of these rectangles is 2 times 10. So they're 20 each. And then this is a parallelogram, and that is base times height. So if I just sketch that out, looks something like that. This is 3, and the height shows here, look, is 4. So that is actually just 3 times 4. And I was going mad for Pythagoras, I was going for it. I did the wrong idea. Okay, so that's just 12. So the area is 20 at 20 at 12, which is 52. And then this is the depth. I'm going to have to times that by 1.5. So that's the area times length. The length is 1.5. Okay. The way to do that is just pretend that this is not a decimal and just actually do a multiplication. So 52 times by 15. 5 times 2 is 10, carry 1. 5 times 5 is 25, add 1 is 26. I'm going to times by 10 now, so put the 1 down, put the 0 down always when multiplying. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 5 is 5. And if I add these up, I get 780. Okay, so that is the volume, 780. Okay, I really didn't go the right way about that. Oh, sorry, not 780. I think about, oh, this is a decimal. I'm going to make another mistake there. I've made a few. So there was one number behind decimal point, so I've got to put that decimal point back one place. So the actual fact, the answer is 78. Okay. Whew. I'll regret being boastful at the beginning next time, won't I? Okay, an equilateral triangle has sides of length 8, and a square has the same perimeter as the triangle. Work out the area of the square. So let's just have a look. So equilateral triangle looks something like that. Okay, and it says the perimeter for the square. Okay, now it's obviously not much of a square. Is the same as this. So this is perimeter is actually, if you go all the way around like that, it's about, you go 24 because you add them up. So this perimeter of the square has to equal 24. So you have to think of a number that you times by itself to make 24. Which? Oh no.